Hi. Notice how we define maturity? Clearer judgment, self-control, less emotional, more reasoned. So if logic is the ultimate sign of human evolution, why are most smart adults still letting their feelings drive the bus? Not occasionally, every single day. Was evolution just lazy? Or did it leave emotions in charge on purpose? If you think about it, there's an easy fix. If reason makes us better, more in control, less messy, why didn't evolution just go all in? Why not build us with reason only and cut emotion out completely? Seems efficient, right? No jealousy, no panic, no heartbreak, just clean, cold logic running the whole show. So why didn't that happen? Turns out, if evolution actually did that, we wouldn't even be here to talk about it. Here's the part that surprised me when I looked into this. Emotion isn't the primitive leftover that intelligence eventually outgrew. It came first, sure, but it didn't get replaced. It got carried forward right alongside intelligence in basically every species smart enough to have complex behavior. And the animal world makes this obvious in a way that completely shatters our assumptions. Geese grieve. When a goose loses its mate, it doesn't just move on. It goes quiet, stops eating, searching for the one that's gone. That's not us projecting human traits, that's documented behavior. Crows remember faces, specific human faces, for years. And they don't just remember threats, they remember who helped them, leaving actual gifts for people who were kind to them. And elephants hold grudges. There are recorded cases of elephants recognizing and attacking specific individuals years later who were involved in harming their herd. That's not random instinct, that's memory fused with emotion held for a decade. Notice the pattern. These aren't the simplest animals reacting emotionally. They are some of the most intelligent non-human species on Earth. The smarter the species, the more complex and intense their emotions get, not less. That is the exact opposite of what most people assume. So, if intelligence didn't evolve to replace emotion, what's the actual division of labor here? Try this. Emotion tells you where to go. Reason tells you how to get there. Emotion is the part of you that knows almost instantly what you love, what you hate, and what you'd fight for. It doesn't explain itself, it just points. Reason is the engine that takes that raw direction and actually builds the path forward, analyzing the terrain, avoiding the traps, solving the puzzle. Neither one can do the other's job. And that's not a flaw in human evolution, that's the entire point. Picture a fight. Two people, tempers already hot. If pure emotion is running the show, zero reason involved, you already know how this ends. Fists, blood, words spoken that can never be taken back. Emotion alone doesn't know how to de-escalate. It only knows how to react. Now bring reason back into the room. Same anger, same trigger. But a voice in the background asks, is this actually worth it? What happens 5 minutes from now? That's reason stepping in. Not to erase the anger, but to stop it from making the decision alone. The person who walks away isn't someone who stopped feeling mad. They're just someone who let reason have a say in what happened next. Now, flip the equation completely. Picture a research lab, pure science, trying to understand how a living creature works. If that work is driven by pure logic, zero emotion, here's what it looks like. Capture, test, repeat. As many subjects as needed, whatever the cost. Because purely logical thinking has no built-in reason to care about pain. Suffering isn't even a variable in the equation. And then, Bring emotion back into that room. The exact same scientist, the exact same intelligence. But now, there's a part of them that flinches. That looks at the creature in front of them and feels something is wrong. That flinch is where something massive came from. Ethics, review boards, limits on cruelty. Emotion didn't slow science down here. It forced science to get smarter, pushing humans to invent cleverer, less brutal methods than raw brute force ever could. So here's what these two examples actually show. Side by side. Missing either one causes damage, just different flavors of it. Fists and blood on one side, cold, careless harm on the other. The real takeaway isn't about winning a war between reason and emotion. It's about alignment. Unchecked emotion gives you chaos. Cold reason with no conscience gives you something just as dangerous, intelligence without a soul. Growing up was never about logic defeating emotion. It's about learning, situation by situation, which one needs to take the lead, and never letting either one run the show alone. Honestly, I don't think there's a clean answer here. Where that line sits, when emotion should lead and when reason should, I'm still figuring that out for myself. Probably will be for a while. So I actually want to hear your take, not for a correct answer. I don't think one exists. But because a topic like this only holds value when different perspectives meet. Has there been a moment where you felt you got that balance right? Or a time, looking back, where you clearly didn't? Drop it below if you feel like sharing. Until next time.